Cholesterol is high and in that warning area. For the most part, how did it get that way? I mean, what are some of the biggest causes of spikes in cholesterol levels?
Yeah, the major one is nutritional. We can argue if dietary cholesterol raises blood cholesterol, something that even Dr. Ansel Keys, PhD, famous researcher from University of Minnesota, sort of abandoned as a concept. You still can find research that if you're a thin, healthy person on a healthy diet and suddenly add a lot of dietary cholesterol to your diet, just start packing in lots of eggs, some people will shoot their cholesterol way up. So dietary cholesterol can impact some people's blood cholesterol levels. They're hyperabsorbers and they will be very sensitive to a change. They start a ketogenic diet and they up their dietary cholesterol and the cholesterol goes from 180 to 420. We're seeing that. More of it is dietary saturated fat, and the major causes of dietary, because saturated fat may reduce the number of LDL receptors on the liver, and if you don't have many receptors on the liver, your blood is going to stay rich in LDL. And most of that is cheese, meat, full-fat dairy, to the most extent. Coconut oil being a very high dietary saturated fat source. So there's no doubt if people will take a 6-week or 8-week trial. Try something called the Portfolio Diet, researched and published by Dr. David Jenkins, MD, at the University of Toronto. Add in soluble fiber-rich foods like oat bran. Add in cholesterol-lowering natural foods like organic soy products like edamame. Add in almonds, which have been shown. That's what the Portfolio Diet does. If people will do a whole food plant-based diet for 3 or 4 weeks, I have many patients drop their total cholesterol by 100 milligrams per deciliter within 6 to 8 weeks with a dietary change. Then they got to decide if that's something they can do long term. Beyond that, environmental toxins matter. We are dealing with, in Michigan, a really tough one called PFAS. It was used in Scotchgard to cover hush puppies and Merrell shoes. Well, in the west side of Michigan, it leaked into the environment, and there's multiple lawsuits. Turns out that's one environmental toxin that raises your cholesterol. Heavy metals may raise your cholesterol. So if you're in the functional medicine world, you might want to be testing for biotoxicity, as we talk about it, and try and address it with detoxification strategies, lifestyle strategies. Very unfortunate that people are exposed, without their knowledge or without their permission